stone traveler, got no place in this world to call my home. I am a stone traveler, got no place in this world to call my home.
3, 2, 1.
Howdy, folks. Welcome to episode 1, the first shot of this, the inaugural flight, the pilot, if you will, of the Big Ass Podcast. I am your host, Paulie Z, broadcasting live and direct from snowy Akron, New York, in my dining room. And I can tell you this is going to be the best damn thing that's ever been recorded in my dining room. So I hope you hang with me, hope you listen, hope you find it somewhat entertaining, and you come back for the second helping. This is my first shot at this, and I'm going to give it my best for you. A little bit about me. My name's Paul. Call me Paulie. Call me Pez. Whatever you want. I don't care. Just listen. And, well, I've always wanted to be a talk radio host. I grew up just listening and loving Art Wander, Tom Bowerly. Then I found Howard Stern. And then my life changed when I found Opie and Anthony. And now here I am, trying to do my own thing. Because why not? I mean, been inspired by guys like Kevin Smith and Louis J. Gomez, the Legion of Skanks. Anthony Cumia himself, who said, you don't want me on the radio anymore? I'm going to do my own thing. Fuck you. I'm going to go and do tax live from the compound. And why not? Someone, hopefully, is going to find this entertaining. If not, it gives me a chance to live out my dream for however many episodes I can make it before the listenership falls to zero. Then I still might do it, because I like hearing myself talk. A bit about myself. I am a early to mid-30s gentleman. I live in Akron, New York. That's where this is being recorded from. That's a suburb of Buffalo. It's snowy, it's cold, it sucks here. I just got done shoveling my driveway. And I came inside and decided, I was supposed to do this yesterday, but I didn't feel like it, so I'm doing it today. Why did I not feel like doing it yesterday? I was really hungover, both mentally and physically. I'm a big Packers fan. The Packers game left me a bit down. And also on Saturday, I went to Buffalo on Tap, the big craft beer festival in downtown Buffalo, and I had a few drinks. And that led to a few more drinks because you couldn't let yourself get that afternoon hangover, so by the end of Saturday night, the Packers losing, the many beers I drank, I wasn't going to be in the mood to record anything. But my mind is good now. I had a good full day of work under me. I came home, shoveled the driveway, and now I cracked a beer, and here I am. So let's do this. Let's talk about that Packers game. That was fun. The entire NFL weekend was. That whole playoff round there, that was a lot of good games. And I'm looking forward to actually the Brady-Manning matchup. Let's see how that goes. I personally don't care who wins it. Don't have a dog in the race. I'm not one of these typical Bills fans or these Buffalonians who just hate Tom Brady because he is wearing a Patriots uniform and the Bills wear shit. They play like it, they look like it. It's garbage. They're all garbage. I don't care. Bills fans hate me, boo me, whatever. The Packers, however, they gave us another roller coaster heart attack of a game Saturday night. And just when you thought they were dead, Aaron Rodgers and Jeff Janis stepped up and gave us a little bit of life. And the emotions were running high, and then there was the clusterfuck of that coin flip. I'm not going to blame that coin flip. I'm going to blame the lack of tackling in overtime. Got to play defense. They scored, they won, good for them. And, hey, may the best team win. I have no dog in this fight. Panthers, whatever. Cam Newton's fun. Wouldn't mind wanting to see him in the Super Bowl. Carson Palmer's old. Why not? Let him get there. Get a ring. Get out of here. Go retire. Have fun. Larry Fitzgerald, same thing. I know he was in the Super Bowl a few years ago. They lost to the Steelers, I believe. So, anyways, I'm not going to bore you. It's not a sports talk show. Perhaps my other podcast, Spiritual Enlightenment, will be. I'm going to have a group of friends here when I do that one, and we're going to talk about everything, and most of my friends are obsessed with sports. What am I obsessed with? Well, yeah, the sports, Packers, Bills, fantasy football, love all that. But I'm big into politics. I am a libertarian. I am a pro-Second Amendment gun nut, if you will. And so that's all been very interesting. This weekend we had a lot of stuff going on. We got a couple debates. We had, the president's big, tearful, fake-ass speech about protecting our children from guns. So I can probably get into some of that. I don't know if I will today, but definitely in the future. Today is kind of a little introduction and a little bit to get to know me and see what I'm all about. I do think Bernie Sanders is a fucking joke, and if you support him, I probably can't have an intelligent conversation with you without wanting to hit you in the head with a hard fucking object that I found on the ground, but whatever. I'm also not some big Trump fan. I just want to see Trump get in there for the pure chaos that it would cause, because if the country's going on the shitter, at least let's make it entertaining. So yeah. What else did I do this weekend? Well, there was beer, like I said, the Packers game. Sunday I was lazy, and I actually binge-watched Season 4 of Longmire on Netflix. Like an old man watching his old-timey westerns on TV. I did that for about 6 to 7 hours as I recovered from Saturday's shenanigans. I did try the Not Your Grandfather's Ginger Ale. That was the big thing sweeping the nation at the end of September, like right into football season. The root beer came out. Everyone seemed to like it. I thought it tasted like Diet Faygo root beer, which wasn't tasty at all to me. But their ginger ale, not bad. Tasty beverage. And so I had a few of those during the game. So here we are. First podcast. And what to talk about. I already touched on the weather. It's snowy. It's cold. It's terrible. But I'm warm and cozy in my home. I got 2 dogs that are running around here, so if you hear some clinking, clanging, and claws and a bark or two, I got 2 beagles, and they're going to probably want to be a co-host on this at some point in time during the recording. Let me take a sip of the beer here. Keep the windpipes greased. So that was my weekend. It wasn't entirely exciting. I would have been in a much better mood, obviously, if the Saturday night's game came out differently. But either way, it was a fun game. It was a roller coaster. It gave you the highs and the lows really quickly there at the end. So that was fun. I did have something I wanted to bring up. Something that we've been debating. Lethal Weapon versus Die Hard. This is the kind of hard-hitting things that I'm going to bring you. Which is the better series? I'm a big fan of Always Sunny in Philadelphia, so we do know how they love Lethal Weapon. And to parody their show, that movie I should say, in their program, and it's been hilarious. But also with Alan Rickman dying, that was Hans Gruber, and so it put Die Hard kind of back into the news, and it's an epically rewatchable. My favorite out of the series, which I know might be blasphemy, but it is Die Hard 3, Die Hard with a Vengeance. My favorite by far, great movie. But what's your thoughts? Which is the better one? I mean, I know everyone wants to hate on Mel Gibson now because he's the crazy Australian drunken racist. But Martin Riggs is, I think, a better character than John McClane. I think there's more to him. And I like his attitude a little bit better. Overall, that's what I got on that. So, email me, hit me up, whatever. I want to hear what y'all think. What is better, Lethal Weapon or Die Hard? That's going to be a running theme here. I want to settle this once and for all. Lethal Weapon, Die Hard, what is better? Also, I need some ideas for music bumps. How should I open and close the show? I said it's the first episode. This is the first time I'm doing this, and I need some ideas. Should I roll with different music every show? Should I get a set opening and closing? I don't know. I have some ideas of my own, but I would again love to hear what y'all think. I kind of want to get into something else that's been just kind of bothering me, I don't know, the last couple weeks, or probably longer than that. I'm just neurotic like that, but when people ask you questions that can simply be answered on Google, when, let's say, 8 out of 10 human beings on Earth, or at least in America right now, any, somewhat civilized part of the world, has a supercomputer in their pocket that they can access an infinite amount of data on at the touch of a button, and yet they still have to ask inane questions. And then all I do, I look like Superman, I type it into a Google search bar, and moments later reveal the answer to said questions. I don't know if it's an age thing, because a lot of times I do feel that it is the older generation that forgets that they have a supercomputer in their pocket. But it doesn't end there. It's been many times when I'm out with friends and they ask questions that can easily be found on the internet in mere moments by typing it into the magical device that wizards have given us if I was from the perspective of some sort of old-timey medieval guy. You know what I mean? Come on. You got a fucking computer in your pocket. Look shit up. Don't ask me. I don't care. So what else am I looking forward to? What else am I wanting to talk about? I don't know. Let's see. Deadpool. Deadpool coming out in mid-February. I think this is going to be the superhero movie of 2016. I know there's a lot of heavy hitters out there, but at least from my perspective, this is going to be the best one. One, because we finally get a rated R superhero movie with arguably the most fun character in pop culture comics like this. I mean, yeah, like everyone loves Batman and Superman and, you know, even Wolverine, but no, Deadpool with Ryan Reynolds playing him properly and not having his mouth stitched shut by some writing crew that apparently never picked up a fucking comic book in their life. This one should be good. And it happens to be coming out on Valentine's Day or that weekend. So why not take your lady to see it? It's a romance story. Man gets cancer, man cures cancer, man goes on murderous wisecracking spree in search of the people who've wronged him and his family. It's gonna pull at the heartstrings, I'm sure. At least hopefully you'll snicker and laugh, and it's gonna make me really happy. And it's my wife's birthday, so guess where I'm taking her? To see their very love story, Deadpool. I apologize again for the sound of clinking collars and barking, as you can hear right now, because a snowplow drove by, and apparently my dogs think that they're going to fight it, or protect my house from it. Maybe I should introduce the two mutts. I have two dogs. The older one is a purebred tricolor beagle named Murphy. I adopted him when he was just about a year old. He is now going on 8 years old and making a lot of noise during my podcast, because he just wants to be part of the show. And then the smaller one is a Beagle Basset mix named Dexter, named after Dexter Morgan, the fictitious serial killer of Showtime and the novel series by Jeff Lindsay. Unfortunately, he is not a quiet, calculating serial killer, but just a lovable, little, grumpy dog. But that's our Dexter and my Murphy, and like I said, I apologize. I can't just lock them up. It would be cruel, and if I let them outside, they'd freeze to death because it's 12 degrees outside right now. So, again, I apologize for the sound of dogs, but that's part of my life, and I wouldn't want it any other way. At least they're not cats, right? Alright, so I don't know how heavy I want to get into politics this here first episode. I'll probably just turn off, half or more of my audience, if I even have an audience, to be quite honest. I'm assuming it's at least going to be a few friends, and even them I can turn off when I start talking politics. Yes, I Turk it. I talk it and I Turk politics. I'm good like that. But really, I didn't watch the Democratic debates because I didn't feel like sticking my dick in my ear to block out the sound of Hillary's awful voice. And Bernie Sanders is just a fucking lunatic who apparently assumes that money grows on trees and that everything is free in fucking unicorn land where he comes from. What more interests me is the Republican side of things, because I'm assuming after 8 years of Captain Shithead running the boat that we're going to get our side back in there. Well, it's not even my side. I hate politicians in general. And if Rand Paul didn't run the most boring, awful campaign ever, we might actually have someone that's going to just cut the government size down to nothing and let us be free people again. But since that's not going to happen, it looks like we're down to the Donald Trump, and the cruise missile, Ted Cruz. Donald Trump, like I said, fun, terrifying. Who knows what's going to happen? America becomes a reality show. Better than what we got going on right now. And Ted Cruz, an adult, a little bit too establishment still, but at least he's going to, start to cut back on some of these overreaching policies that Obama has enacted in his far too long 2 terms in office. Let's just thank Christ that he didn't abolish and executive order his way into a 3rd term, because that would have just made me, well, I'm not going to say what it can make me do, but it wouldn't have been pretty. So if I had to go and pull the lever right now, cast my vote, if it was just down, we're going Final Four style, and we got Ted Cruz, Donald Trump, Bernie Sanders, and Hillary Clinton, who would I vote for? The kid in me wants Donald Trump. The serious adult in me, Ted Cruz. No part of me would ever vote for Mrs. Bill Clinton. And like I said, Bernie Sanders might as well be a fucking leprechaun. He's just, yeah, not good. Insane, but not in a good way like Donald Trump, but in a bad way like your taxes, if you're making over 50 grand a year, are gonna jump dramatically to pay for fucking hobos to get cell phones and TVs or some shit. I don't know. Guess what? America's not fair. We all don't get the same shit. You bust your ass, you work for it, you get a little bit more than the other guys. And if you don't, you don't. That's your lot in life. Live with it. If you haven't figured it out by now, this is not some sort of PC, liberal, faggy shit show. I don't talk like that in real life. I'm not going to talk like that here. I don't give a shit. Fuck you. That's, well, what can I say? I don't care. I'm going to offend you with words. Do words hurt you? Do they? Too bad then. Don't listen. I don't care. Don't need you. Goodbye. Bye-bye. Turn it off. So yeah, I'm going to use words like faggot and queer, stupid, retard. They're just words. Am I going to be dropping N-bombs on here? No. Unless it calls for it, or it's really funny. And if it's really funny, then anything goes. If you can make it funny, like the great Patrice O'Neal said, then it's alright. Right? Only funny people should judge funny people. And it shouldn't be some politician or some fucking short-haired little dykey college slut who thinks that she has the right to fucking dictate the way that everyone else thinks in this country, and then she gets to retreat to her safe space if you say something she doesn't like. Ugh, garbage. Horrible. That's why there is no safe space in the real world. Get out of your little fucking college douchebaggery world, and it's not Hogwarts. Sorry, the world doesn't fucking run on magic. Get out there, go to work, and guess what? If you fuck up at work, you're going to get told you're a shitty worker, you're going to get suspended, you're going to get fired, you're going to get something done to you negative, and you don't get to run to your safe space. The rest of us are going to not give a shit what's said to us because, we're still men, women, Americans, free, believe that, work matters, believe that words can't hurt. And we're going to go to work, we're going to punch that clock, we're going to come home, and we're going to do it all again tomorrow, because that's the way the world goes round. There is no safe space. Not in the real world. Not in real life. So I got a safe space for you, and you can shove my foot up your ass in your safe space. Clearly I've taken a bit of my worldviews from Tony Soprano a little bit too heavy, but it rings true. There is no safe space on Earth. Maybe in your protected little zones and colleges and schools. But in real life, there isn't. There is nothing safe. I would think that my house is safe, but someone could come in here and say something I don't like right now. My door's not locked. Run in here. Call me a fat fuck. What am I going to do? Cry? Or kick your ass? At least try. That's my right and your right. Not so much your right. I have a right to defend my property. But if you want to come in here, maybe you have something nice to say. Maybe you have money to give me. Maybe you want to be my friend. I don't know. But I'm not going to cry at words. I'm not going to hide. I'm not going to run and put my head under a blanket and pretend it didn't happen. I'm going to accept it and move forward. Because it doesn't matter in the end. What someone calls you, what someone says about you, what someone says about your race or your people. As I checked, we're all Americans, right? And if you're not, then I really don't give a fuck about you. If you're here illegally, you're fucking a step above a sewer rat. Bye. Go. Die. I don't care. You're dead. You're nothing to me. I hope you're found frozen out in front of a fucking mailbox after the blizzard ends here in western New York shithole. But it's infuriating to see this generation of people. How the fuck that we made it through the 80s and 90s, which I even know was like pussified compared to the 60s and 70s and the 50s, whatever your parents grew up in and your grandparents. They were real people that did real shit and went through real struggle. At least we got to play outside and get hurt and fall down and punch someone else in the face and get punched in our face and get kicked in the nuts and fall down a hill. And we didn't die and we didn't sue anyone. The next day we went out and we played with that same motherfucker who kicked us in the nuts. And we said, hey, don't do that again. And if you did it again, you dealt with it. Maybe you punched him in the nuts. Maybe you fucking threw him down a hill. You broke his bike. And the world kept going round. You took his Ninja Turtles and threw him in a lake. I don't know. It doesn't matter. But now we're going to bubble wrap everything. Let's make everyone feel safe, fluffy, happy, warm, right up until you leave. You leave your safe space. And then the cold and get awesome real world hits you right in the face. And there's people that just don't care about you. You are not special. Sorry, Tyler Durden was wrong. You are not an individual snowflake. You are just another motherfucker trying to make a living on this earth. And if you're not trying to make a living and make shit better, going a step forward, if your job in life is to try to make other people's lives difficult and harder to do on a daily basis, then you're not a valuable human being. You're nothing. You don't need to be here. So go away. I'm not against suicide. Kill yourself. Do the world a favor. I'm sure you won't use a gun because those are scary, mean, weird devices devised by Satan and Hitler in their underground lair together. So eat a bunch of pills. You fucking little college queers like pills. Eat a whole bunch of them. Go to sleep. Don't wake up and don't bother me. I'll go clean my guns and then go to work in the morning. My day's not going to skip a beat. Well, this has certainly taken a bit of a negative turn, so I don't know how can we turn this around? How can we make this a little more fun? I don't know. This is me, man. I just don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I go to work. I come home. I have fun. Old-fashioned fun. Drink a beer kind of fun. Smoke a cigarette kind of fun. Have a cigar, a cigarette. Not going to kill you. Moderation. Moderation, moderation. I'm not saying that you should start smoking if you're not, but I'm also not saying that you're a bad person if you do. You like to drink your beers, have a whiskey? Good for you. Do it. You're free. This is still a land of freedom. We're still allowed to do risky things that might not be good for us. Because the government says so, or even a scientist. There might be there's proof. Alcohol, cigarettes, tattoos, they're probably all bad for you. Don't do it. But why not? You got X amount of years on this world. You get the little bit of time here to enjoy yourselves. You got to do what you got to do to keep it all going forward. You got to make your money, put a household together, hopefully have a family, find someone special to you. And again, I don't care. Guess what? Here's a little something for you folks. Don't care if you're gay. If what makes you happy is banging another guy in the ass, go for it. Have fun. Two chicks scissoring? Go for it. Fun. Don't make me change my life for you. Otherwise, I don't care what you do. Do whatever you wish. But don't infringe on my ability to do what I wish. Not that we are, but let's say we were a bakery. And we were Christian. Let's say we got crosses hanging all over the place, dead Jesus just smiling down at us. If we don't want to do your cake, we don't want to have your wedding in our backyard, then go find somewhere else. Well, there's another 1,000 places that'll do it. Don't fuck with me because I don't like you personally. Again, you're not special. Just go. Let me be me, you be you, and never the two shall meet. Doesn't mean I don't like you. It means I don't care. And that's really what's important, is that we don't have to care. We don't have to. I don't care what you do in your house, in the privacy of your own life. Do whatever makes you happy. Just don't infringe on my happiness, and I won't infringe on yours. You don't get that choice. Not everyone's going to like you. And it may not be because of your sexuality, and there's still only 3, I suppose. You're either gay, you're straight, or you're bi. Let's take all the other letters out of that bullshit and just throw them in a garbage can. We don't need them. They're all made up, this crap, by, again, a government system that keeps needing to label things so they can regulate things. And if you think you're more free because they put some sort of fucking moniker on your desire to fuck a dog and a pig and your wife at the same time, and now it's protected by the government, it's not. You're still a fucking weirdo, but good for you. Just don't do it on my fucking couch. And have fun. No idea where I was going with this. Completely off tangent, and on to beer number 3 of this podcast. And it's just completely off the rails, I believe. But yeah, man. I don't care. I am like this. It's just live and let live. Which is something that this country used to be really good at. And as a people, we have gotten away from that. And now it's live my way or change. I believe that was a popular theme of the president's message when he was running for the office. I'm not going to say his name. It's like saying Satan too many times, or Beetlejuice. He'll show up in a cloud of smoke and smote me. Hope and change, hope and change. How about respect and live? That's a good one. You just respect everyone else's differences, similarities, and you let them live. Let them do theirs, you do yours, and be happy about it. There's no need to interfere either way. You don't like what they're doing? As long as it's not interfering with what you're doing, who cares? What the guy next door does, what the woman down the street does not affect you unless it's brought to your doorstep. And I don't care what you have to explain to your children. Step up, be a parent, and fucking explain it. Maybe you shouldn't have a kid if you can't explain why there's 2 guys holding hands across the street. Doesn't matter to me, shouldn't matter to you. Figure out a way to tell them about it. And if you don't want them to do that, explain to them why. That's simple. It's called being an adult. So we're almost to the end of a half an hour here, and if anyone stuck out the entire 30 minutes with me, I thank you. I promise that episode 2 is going to be a little more coherent. I'm going to try to pull some news stories, do a little show prep, and actually get some things going on. But this, I guess, gave you a little glimpse into my mind and, what I'm all about, how I feel. So, I hope you enjoyed what I had to give you here, and I guess let's do some plugs before I sign off. Check out my wife's Facebook page, Emily's A to Z Crafts. If you're in the Western New York area and you want any type of baking, crocheting, knitting, sewing done, she's kind of a jack of all trades when it comes to anything like that. She claims if you see it on Pinterest and you can't do it, she can. So look it up. Also, I want to give a shout out to my man Dennis, the proprietor of Tattoo Den. Awesome artist. He's done most of my ink, and I suggest that if you are looking to get a nice tattoo, hit on my boy. Dennis is a kick-ass dude and a great artist. So, again, Tattoo Den on Facebook. Check him out. Also, if you got a tattoo, you might as well put a little aftercare on there. Let's give a shout out to Happy Guru, run with my friends Josh and Candy. Happy Guru on Facebook and Instagram, I believe, and probably Snapchat and Twitter and wherever else social media takes you. But the Happy Guru products, great tattoo aftercare. So after you go to Dennis, you can get some Happy Guru, slap that on your skin, make it all happy, and then order some cookies from my wife, and you will have a hell of a weekend. You'll get new ink, you'll have some smooth skin, and a cookie. So until next week, folks, where I promise you we'll have a more coherent show, be well, man. Just live your life, be happy, and rock on. Peace. I'm out.
Someone to quit on, need a job done or something, trying to find some yo, you looking for some dirty work, and I'm your way to go, you need a gun or something, oh, you looking for a titty bar, you just trying to hang with someone who's uglier than you are, well, I'm your motherfucker, I'm that motherfucking scrubby times, let me be your scrubby brother, cause I do this all the time, day of my life, I do this all the time, day of my life, I do this all the time, day of my life, neck choke. I know you ain't already out. Fuck all of that you smoked. You a clucker, and I'm try on, get high or die on maybe. You're trying to disappear to the seedy side of the city for an hour, a night, or forever, player. Just hit me. You need somebody's ass, kick someone you after. You want me to take the risk of doing time so that you don't have to.